A serious flaw in one of the world's most popular websites.
I have control over whatever I want to do on Google.
Scammers are manipulating Google Maps, and anyone who uses the site could be at risk.
No one's doing anything to stop it, and it is to epidemic proportions.
Google introduced a revamped Google Maps last week, but according to one user, the company failed to fix a flaw in the system that scammers have been exploiting.
Tonight, a whistleblower exposes the problem he says Google is ignoring. We're calling it Google map jacking, and it could put you in jeopardy. Here's KOMO 4 problem solver Matt Markovich.
We've come to rely on Google Maps. The directions, the listings, the locations we assume are accurate.
The feature has been published successfully. It is now live on Google Maps.
But if you believe Bryan Seely, you may think twice.
I personally have worked on and seen over 50,000 fake businesses.
Seely is coming out of the shadows, putting himself into legal crosshairs to expose a flaw in Google Maps. He says scam artists are using the flaw to create fake listings. He knows because he did it.
You helped people falsify businesses?
Yes.
He claims he's no longer doing it for profit, but as a maptivista, a prankster. To prove it, he demonstrated his method to us to create fake listings. We're not going to show you how he does it, but he took the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
There it is, the Zoolander School for kids who can't read.
And it's the Library of Congress.
How about Edward Snowden's super secret hiding place?
How about the middle of the White House lawn?
And there it is for anyone to see until Google finds it and pulls it down. Upset over Vladimir Putin's anti-gay remarks about the Olympics, he made the Russian embassy in London a Russian Orthodox church featuring an unflattering picture of Putin. And it was third in Google's rankings.
There is a backdoor, and Google made it themselves. They just didn't realize that they left that open.
But there's a serious side. If you type in child care, Shoreline, Washington, one of the listings that comes up is the Hopes and Dreams Child Care right near a park. This listing is fake. Bryan made it.
I can make 1,000 fake businesses a week. Probably make 5,000 to 10,000 a month.
Bryan says bad guys invent bogus businesses that require workers to come to your home, like locksmiths, home contractors, carpet cleaners, housemaids. Unsuspecting people find the businesses via Google Maps. They think they've hired the specialist to do the work, but they could end up with criminals who simply case their homes.
It is a category or a type of business that hackers and unsavory people will exploit.
And Seely says there's money in setting up fake businesses.
I've seen how much money it brings in, and it brings in so much that people can't turn it away.
Are you violating the terms and services of Google by posting falsified information?
I would assume so, yes.
And he's contacted Google.
So have you told Google about this?
Yes.
Many times?
I'll show you the emails.
He showed us the emails.
It is quite easy to move them around.
We recorded Seely's method and showed it to internet security expert Parker Thompson.
It's definitely not a hack, it's not a vulnerability, it's just a flaw in how the logic is set up.
He says it's a flaw that can be fixed quickly if Google wants to.
What Google is going to end up making the decision on is if it's in their monetary interests to do so.
Because Google is all about populating its maps with as much useful data as possible. It allows businesses to update their information. That's why anyone can essentially manipulate the maps.
Google's idea is that they only can keep their maps current if they let people contribute content to that process.
Mike Blumenthal is a tech blogger, sometimes called Mr. Maps, and closely watches how Google handles its search engine. He says Google's reliance on computer programs to police the maps may be the issue.
Last year, I think there's a general consensus among professionals that they perhaps let their guard down in this matter.
We asked Google to explain how Seely's method seems unstoppable. Google sent us this statement. It was brought to our attention that an individual was creating fake business listings in Google Maps. Although these listings do not appear prominent on the map, we take problems like spam very seriously and appreciate when the community flags issues so we can quickly resolve them.
I have control over whatever I want to do on Google, and there's nothing they can do at this point.
Even the White House is not immune to Seely's tactics. In Seattle, Matt Markovich, KOMO 4 News.
The problem solvers first contacted Google about these issues 2 weeks ago. Today, they asked us to hold the story. We declined. By email, they said they hope to have some fixes in place later this week.